Welcome to the Action Campaign's video series explaining legislative provisions in the Affordable Housing Credit Improvement Act of 2023, commonly called the AHCIA. In this video, Jennifer and I will discuss Section 307 of the bill, which would create a basis boost for properties serving extremely low-income households. Let's start with the basics. Jennifer, what are basis boosts?
Basis boost is when a state housing credit agency provides more housing credit authority to a project than it would otherwise be eligible to receive, which is allowed under certain circumstances. Basis boosts can be used to incentivize developments in harder to reach communities. Right now, the tax code gives gives states the ability to offer basis boosts of up to 30% more housing credit authority in some high poverty and high cost communities.
I see that the Affordable Housing Credit Improvement Act includes a provision to provide a basis boost to serve extremely low-income tenants. Who qualifies as extremely low-income tenants?
Extremely low-income tenants, or ELI tenants, are those with incomes at or below 30% of the area median income or the federal poverty line, whichever is greater.
And why is it important to provide a basis boost for ELI tenants?
To serve extremely low-income tenants, developers must often eliminate or at least substantially reduce debt on a property. Reducing the debt means that the monthly mortgage payment the owner makes is lower, which is important if the owner is charging rents that extremely low-income people can afford. Right now, state housing credit agencies can award up to a 30% basis boost if it's needed for financial feasibility for properties that will be located in some areas, or if a 9% housing credit property meets certain criteria set by the state, which may include serving extremely low-income households. But it's usually not enough to reduce the rents to affordable levels for the poorest of the poor. If we are to adapt the housing credit so that it can better serve those very needy households, we need a bigger basis boost.
Okay, got it. So what exactly would this legislation do?
The Affordable Housing Credit Improvement Act of 2023 would provide up to a 50% basis boost, if needed for financial feasibility, for development serving extremely low-income households in at least 20% of the apartments. This provision would only apply to the portion of the development reserved for extremely low-income households. This would make the credit a better tool for housing people with special needs, such as formerly homeless veterans, and those whose incomes are extremely low.
So that would be an incentive to build more rental homes that are reserved for the poorest households?
Not only that, but the units that get the basis boost would also be rented at lower rent levels than other housing credit units.
Why do this when the household could just get a voucher?
The fact is, there are far more households who qualify for vouchers or other rental assistance than there are rental assistance to go around. That means most extremely low-income families and individuals are stuck waiting for vouchers for many years sometimes. Moreover, vouchers help households pay for rent, but they don't encourage more housing to be produced. Because we have an imbalance between supply and demand, many households who are fortunate enough to get a voucher end up having to turn their voucher back because they aren't able to find an apartment where they can use that voucher. The ELI basis boost in the housing credit will allow us to build more affordable housing and serve ELI households at much lower rent levels, which they could better afford even without a voucher.
So how would this provision impact production overall?
It actually would result in as much as 110,300 more affordable rental homes built over 10 years.
Thanks for that information, Jennifer. For more on our video series, visit the Action Campaign's website at rentalhousingaction.org.